Good morning, friends. I'm Sonali Mahajan, and today we are going to discuss about unification and reduction in physics. Let us have some PPT with you. So, this is our PPT. So, what is actually physics? Physics is nothing but the branch of natural science that studies various kinds of natural phenomena around us. We also study properties of matter. Matter is in any form, liquid form, gaseous form, or any form. And we study the motion of the matter in the space and time. We also study kinetic energy, potential energy in physics. Physics is nothing but the study of natural laws. So, what are natural laws? It includes gravitational law, inertia. All these laws are studied under physics. To study the natural phenomena, for example, you have to study earthquake or volcano, how volcano occurs. All these phenomena you want to study. Then what you have to do, you have to choose some proper method or some approach. In physics we uses unification. Unification is the approach where you consider all world's phenomena under the one roof. All phenomena which are happening in the different streams and different condition as a considered as a set of universal law. Means we consider different kinds of phenomena at different instances and different streams or different domain as a part of universal law. So what are the universal laws? There are about 12 universal laws, such as law of action reaction, law of attraction, law of relevance. All these are universal law. For example, if you take law of cause effect, laws of cause effect is nothing but the law of action reaction, and law of action reaction is given by the Newton's third law. Okay, according to this law, what it said, for any action, for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. For example, if you hit the wall hardly with your leg, then what happen? You will also get a back stroke from the wall. This is the reaction from the wall to the action. What you have done? You have hit the wall and you get the backstroke from the wall. This is the law of action and reaction. Let us check some example. For example, if you fire the bullet from the rifle, initially both are in rest condition, no moment. Whenever you fire the bullet of having mass m from the rifle, it travels in a forward direction with some velocity, say v. While pushing forward itself, bullet exerts the backward stroke or backward force over the rifle. So that's why rifle moves backward with velocity v. This is the action and reaction. Now the third case. Whenever you launch any rocket, then what happen? You have to overcome the gravitational force that is exerted on the rocket. Then what happen? We have to then hot gases coming out of the rocket during launch, and they exert the force. They pushes these gases pushes earth over the downward side and getting some acceleration over the upward side to and overcome the gravitational pulls. Earth also wants to exert the force over the rocket. It is the gravitational force of attraction over the rocket. Okay, this is the action and reaction. You have seen that all these phenomena are occurring in a different domain. Launching of rocket belongs to astrophysics or aeronautical engineering. It's a it is considered under the aeronautical engineering, while we are considering the bullet that is fired from the rifle is the different domain. All these different domains and the conditions are different, but we use a common law to observe this phenomena. What is that law? Law of action and reaction. So we consider all these phenomena under the one roof of universal law. We test all these phenomena, observe the phenomena as a part of universal law. This is nothing but the unification. Now come next, reduction. Reduction in physics is nothing but you actually reduces the complexity of any system. How you reduce the complexity of the system? You divide the big complex system into subparts and observe the properties of that subpart so as to get properties of the whole system, whole complex system. For example, when you solve any quadratic equation or any polynomial, what you do, you break the equation into some pieces or some parts and get the roots that are responsible for the equation. In the same way, you have to break the complexity of the system, analyze the constitutional part, observe the properties of that part, and determine the properties of the whole complex system from that constitutional part. This approach is called as a reduction. It makes simplicity in observing the different complex phenomena, which are very complex and difficult to analyze. We make it simple in the reduction process. For example, what you have to do? Water. Water is nothing but the byproduct of chemical reaction between the hydrogen and oxygen. Whenever oxygen interacts with the hydrogen, it produces water molecule. When you observe the properties of hydrogen and oxygen, it is seen that oxygen and hydrogen both are odorless and tasteless gases. Same is the property of water. Oxygen is available in three forms: liquid form, gaseous form, and solid form. Same is the case of water. It also exists in three forms: liquid form. Water is itself a liquid form. Gaseous form means water vapors, and ice cube. Ice cube is the solid form. You have seen that most of the planets, like a moon, also have a water in a form of ice. Do you understand that? In this way, we observe the water as a एक system करके उसको हमने observe किया है and get the knowledge about its properties from its constitutional part. Okay. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you. Thank you.